Hi, hello, it's me, Tyra B, and I'm back again with another video. So today's college video is concerning textbooks, and I have, I think, 10 tips when dealing with textbooks. Tip number one is to look for a free PDF online. Yes, instead of like buying a textbook, look for a free version of it online first. Like browse around online and sometimes you can download it for free, but you have to download a certain kind of software. Make sure the software is free too. We want to spend the least amount of money possible when buying textbooks because for the most part you'll probably only need them for one class for one semester. Tip number two is to look in the library reserves. So I know at Georgia State and most other university system of Georgia colleges, they share a database with a lot of books, and so the books are sometimes in the actual library or they are uploaded online to the library's website. So look around there for any books that are on reserve. And reserve just means that you can't actually check it out, but you can go in the library and read it in the library and be ready for whatever you need it for class for. Tip number three is to wait until your first day of class when you actually get your syllabus before you actually start buying textbooks. Sometimes a professor will put a certain book up online for you to get, but in class they'll actually say, you won't really need this book, we only use it for a couple of chapters. You can get a older edition of this book, that'll be fine too, but make sure you know exactly what book your professor actually wants you to get before you start buying. Number four, getting your books at the bookstore would be the easiest, simplest version to do it, but it also usually costs a little more if you're doing comparisons. So your bookstore may have a system where once you register for classes, they know exactly what books your professor has set aside for you to get. So they'll give you the options to buy new, buy old, to rent new, rent old, to rent or buy an online version. You can do that all through your bookstore. You can get your books shipped to your home before classes start or get them shipped to the bookstore for free that you can pick up when you start classes. Tip number five is to shop around for textbooks. This is something that I've always done since my freshman year, which was a very long time ago. But I make sure to shop around for my textbooks. So I'll use that bookstore method, use that system and find out exactly what I need. I'll wait till I get to class, get the syllabus, hear what my professor has to say, and then I'll shop around. I'll check on chegg.com as well as amazon.com, and some people even get their books from Barnes and Noble. If that's an option, if you have a very common intro level course book, you might be able to find something at Barnes and Noble. But there are tons of other textbook sites that I probably haven't tried. I think some of them are sketchy, but if you try them, that's okay too. But I will probably stick to buying my books and renting my books from Chegg, Amazon, and my actual bookstore. Number six is to ask about price matching when you are buying from your bookstore. You probably can't price match with other retailers, but I do know the Georgia State bookstore does offer price matching. The book has to be the exact same edition, author, condition, all of that, and then you could probably get a reduced price. Number seven, I think I mentioned it already, but as an actual tip, look into used and rental options. I always get a used or rental option unless there is no other choice, because at the end of the day, you don't want to be stuck buying a textbook when you only need it for one semester. And when I am stuck with buying a textbook for a semester, I make sure to resell it the following semester. Rental textbooks can get a little iffy because you never know what condition they'll be in if you're getting a used rental. So I know Chegg and Amazon both do used rentals, and with those you are still allowed to lightly write in it, lightly highlight in it, but if it comes back too damaged, they will charge you the full price for the book. Tip number eight is something that I always do when renting textbooks, is when I am comparing and contrasting prices between Chegg, Amazon, and the bookstore. If the prices are all about the similar amount of money, I will check the time period that I be renting the book for, and then I actually rent the book from the retailer that has the longest rental period. So that way you don't have to return the book like before finals, and I just make sure I have it as long as possible just in case, because you never know how long you're gonna need the book. So I just rent it for as long as I can, and then send it back as soon as I'm done. Number 9, if you're really in a pickle for getting a textbook and you really don't have the spare money to buy or rent one, you can ask a classmate to share, and they might be a little more willing to share the textbook if you are willing to like pay half. But if you can find a good classmate, a good friend in that class, they may be willing to share their textbook with you for free. So definitely ask and make friends in class so you guys can study together and share that textbook. And number 10 is a thing that I still have issues with. It's so boring to me, but if you're gonna spend all this money on the textbook, make sure you read it for class. If your professor says you need it, you probably do. A lot of test and quiz material are based strictly out of the book or straight from a presentation. So make sure you are reading your material so you're not completely caught off guard when it's time for a quiz. So that was my 10 tips for textbooks in college. I hope it was even vaguely helpful. If it was, make sure you give this video a thumbs up and make sure you share it with someone else who could use the advice. I'm Miss Tyra B, and don't forget to make yourself proud today.